Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I had the pleasure of making my friend's 27th birthday cake this year. This was for her surprise dinner, so I really enjoyed making this for her and surprising her with it. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I actually created it and decorated it. So if you guys don't know, I do bake part-time as well. So I do makeup and then I bake as well. So this is a little hobby that I've taken up and I eventually want to make profit out of as well. So yeah, today I am making my friend's birthday cake. Now this cake actually was a surprise, but her fiance let me know that her favorite cake flavor is funfetti. So I decided to do a funfetti cake, which I love doing because it actually does taste really good. So right here I'm just stacking each cake and adding frosting in between each layer. You want to add a good amount of frosting, but not too much because a lot of people don't like a lot of frosting in between their cake. You know, they really just want the cake part. So I just add some frosting in the middle, really just to stick the layers together. And you're gonna see me holding my spatula flat on the cake and just like spinning my turntable. This is just to make sure the frosting lays flat so that once the other layer goes on, everything is nice and like balanced and the cake isn't like, you know, crooked. So you wanna make sure that each layer is nice and balanced. I forgot to mention, as you guys are watching this video, if you are new here, definitely hit that subscribe button down below. I'm almost to 2K subscribers, so definitely support your girl and subscribe. So what you see me doing is just repeating that same step over and over again. I ended up having like 3 layers of cake, surprisingly. I used my regular basic recipe, but this is a 6-inch cake, so it's pretty smaller, like in size. So I ended up having like 4 cake layers, y'all, which I was not expecting. I wanted it to be a small cake originally, but it ended up being a really tall cake. So I had to add supports to it, which you guys are gonna see in a second. But yeah, guys, this is a pretty tall cake. One thing I did want to mention is that my cake layers are frozen. So I like to do, well, they're frozen, but they're thawed out. Like, I thawed it out for like a couple minutes, but originally my cake layers are going to be frozen and then I frost them because it just makes it easier to frost. And one thing I forgot to do that I normally do is use a simple syrup mixture just to make the cake layers nice and moist. But I didn't get a chance to do that. The cake still tasted really good though, but that's something that I normally do. So like I said previously, I'm gonna need some extra support because this cake is pretty tall. So I'm going to take these small little dowels and just putting them in the center of the cake. So I put 3 in the cake and I just put it like directly in the center just to kind of give it like that extra support that it needs. So yeah. So this really helps give you like peace of mind that the cake isn't gonna fall because listen, if it doesn't have the extra support, your cake may fall. So I like to use these dowels, or I also like to use those jumbo smoothie straws. I've seen a lot of bakers do that as well. I use that sometimes as well. I just didn't have any on hand this day. So right now I'm just taking my extra frosting and I'm doing what you call a crumb coat. So this is when you lock in all the crumbs that are on the cake before you actually start decorating the cake. So right now I'm just doing my crumb coat. I'm making sure the entire cake is covered in that vanilla frosting, and then I'm going to smooth it out with my cake scraper so that I can scrape away all those crumbs and literally catch the crumbs so that they won't mess up when I'm actually trying to decorate the cake, if that makes sense. But yeah, guys, I'm just doing that, and then once I'm done with the crumb coat, I like to put it in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then after that I'm gonna do my final coat, which is gonna be the purple frosting. Alright guys, so after 15 minutes we are back and the crumb coat should be nice and hard, and you know, we're ready to apply that final coat. Alright, so now that all the purple is onto the cake, we're going to get our cake scraper and we're going to hold it at a 45-degree angle and really just scrape off that excess cake. But you don't want to go too deep. Like, you still want to keep the frosting on the cake, obviously. And then once you're done scraping, you want to fill in all those extra gaps with frosting, because that is clearly the frosting that you kind of missed as you scraped. So we're going to fill in those gaps, and then we're going to go in with the scraper again and keep scraping until you get a really perfect coat. Yeah, you're going to know when it's perfect because you're going to know when to stop. Once the sides look nice and perfect, then you're going to take your spatula and just slide that extra frosting into the middle of the cake, as you guys see me doing. And that makes the top just nice and smooth and seamless. I love this part because you really get to see the cake coming together. And this part doesn't have to be too perfect, especially if you're about to pipe on top anyway. But you know, you want to make it as perfect as you can. After that, you want to let it set in the fridge one more time for another 20 minutes. And once that's set, then we're going to start actually doing the piping on the cake, which is my favorite part. I'm taking a big piping tip. I'm not sure what tip this is, but I'll leave all the tips that I use down below in the description box if you guys are interested. But I used a really fat tip for this one, and I'm going to just pipe a border along the bottom, and I'm going to pipe that same border on top as well as the top side, which you're going to see in a second. Next, I'm taking this darker purple that I made. It kind of looks like violet on camera, but I tried to make purple shades. I'm still working on like getting the perfect colors, like mixing wise. So this was the closest that I got to purple, guys. And I'm doing a reverse, I think it's called a reverse shell border. So I'm doing that at the bottom as well as at the top in the middle of those two shell borders. Next, I'm adding these artificial baby's breaths all over the border of the cake. I didn't really know what design or style I was going for, guys. I kind of just went with the flow, to be honest. So I added these baby's breath first, and then I went in and piped the borders alongside the cake as well. I took a smaller piping tip and I'm just freehanding this border alongside the cake. I really do need to start outlining it because freehand is like so hard to get it like even and identical. But I just love the way that my cakes look like imperfect. Like it doesn't look perfect, but it's like kind of imperfect. I kind of like that look a little bit because it is a cake. It doesn't need to be like super perfect. But I am going to start doing that for next time because I do want to start perfecting my cakes and make it look more professional. So right here I did a drop line for the first time, and drop lines are actually way more harder than it looks. So yeah, it definitely did not come out good at all. But for my first time, I feel like I did pretty good for my first time. I'm gonna definitely perfect it. And my friend, she definitely did not mind at all. She actually loved the cake so much. This is me adding some finishing touches as well as some glitter. And yeah guys, this is the final cake. It's came out super cute. Let me know down in the comments if you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe. See you on my next one. Bye.